Hello everyone, Jerry here from HDA Modelworx.com, and today I'm finally getting around to doing another update on the AMT Millennium Falcon cutaway kit. So today I'm going to be going over some of the fiber optic work in the cargo hold. I got it pretty much done, I think. I may add a little bit more, I'm not quite for sure, but let's take a look at all the tons of fiber that I've got going everywhere. As you may recall from my prior videos, I went in and did the painting and stuff, and I started to do some modification on the model kit itself. Obviously I've done some stuff over here on this side. What I've done is I've installed the hallway tube over here on this side, but it was plain. It was just like the one on the opposite side, which gets covered by the top of the model, but over here it's exposed on this side, and it's just a tube, and I didn't like that. So what I decided to do is build a steel cage around it, something that would represent some support. So I went ahead and scratch built the pieces to go around here, and I've gone ahead and painted those up. Now the main tube itself is still black, so that's going to get some modification in terms of some paint work. And I've already done some light blocking on the joint right here, which doesn't really go very well together. And I've used tulip for that right here. I probably need to put another coat on that. I've also gone in and added this piece of styrene right here to be a support piece, because I intend to do some structure or something on the inside of this. But to get back onto the subject of the video, which is fiber, for this build I needed to put in fiber for the computer console right here in this area. Let me bring down the light so we can light this up a little better. Put in fiber optics here. I needed to put fiber optics in here above the bench. I went ahead and put fiber optics on this console down here, and we needed fiber optics over here on this side, on this detail part by the bunk and by the bench right here. So I went ahead and put fiber optics there. Now I've also gone in and put some fiber optics on the control panel. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. That's back here on the wall. I put in a couple fibers right there to show lights next to the door. So I've got all those in place. Now, getting all that done obviously meant a lot of fiber optic work. So I can show you what I've got here. Now these are the emitters specifically just for the bunk, above the bunk actually right here on this side, and this is the emitter piece for the lighting, and there's two different LEDs here for the lighting on this piece that's right up under here. All this right here, which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 that go to the lighting here above the bench work. And then on the back side there's all of these, which is quite a few of them, to provide the fiber optic lighting for the computer console. So I've created a lot of emitters for that. I've created a few that go underneath on the underside of the model for the console that's out on the floor right here. And I've also gone ahead and wired in an SMD on the back underside of the model going through this section, which provides the light on the inside of the passenger tube. So let me try to see about getting all these lit up for you, and we'll take a look at what that looks like. This is a close-up on the hold, and hopefully you can see what I've got going on there. Here are all the lighting on the actual computer console. Now I decided I wasn't trying to duplicate this in Canon. I wanted just to have something that looked really cool, and seeing how there's so many inaccuracies about this whole kit, I just decided to go ahead and light it up the way I thought looked more interesting. So I've added some blinking. I have two different rates of blinking LEDs on here, and besides my static ones. And I also have a little bit of color changer, one color changer LED on here, so you can see the different changes on the lighting, and I like that. I think that looks good. The camera seems to be overexposing the white for sure, compared to how it looks in person. But that looks pretty awesome. And I've got the lighting over here going on this console, and hopefully I can show you what that looks like. I'll pick up the camera and move. So you can see the different lighting effects that I have right here. And those have some color changers on them as well, so that's changing in color. And then back here in the back, along that door, as I mentioned before, I've got some fiber optic lighting back here in terms of a blinker and a constant on blue. So I think that looks pretty good. I may be adding a light up here on the wall to represent the light that was on the studio set. If I do that, it'll be a resistor down SMD, and I'll hide that wiring in relation to making it look like conduit pipes or something like that. Now I still need to put my big tubes back here in the back, the big piping. I've had to take that out. I scratch built a piece for that, and I'm going to have to be putting that back in. I had to take it out when I was dealing with fiber optic lighting. But here's some pictures, hopefully some close-up video that shows some of these effects a little bit better. Now here's a quick view of the bench area with the lighting, and obviously the computer console is going as well. And I realized that earlier I think I had one of my LED emitters was not hooked up, so I hooked that up to get some more of the white lighting on over here on the computer console. But I've got the fiber optic lighting on the top of the bench going right here. And then over here on this side I have fiber optic lighting on this console, which I don't think it's shapes or anything or Canon, but there was some knobs and other things on here I thought would look really nice in terms of being lit up. So I went ahead and installed fiber optics for that as well. So I think that looks pretty cool. It's going to add a lot of life to the model, to say the least. So, you know, it may not necessarily be Canon, but it definitely really looks pretty awesome when you get that lit up, and it's going to make the cargo hold look pretty stellar, I think, once it's installed in the model, which I'm hoping to get done pretty soon. Here's a little console here on the edge, underneath the bunk, and I've got warm white lighting and two red fiber optics there, blinking red. And then over here on the bench, I have an assortment of white, red, blue, some warm white in over here. I didn't fill in every little piece that should have been filled in, but I think I filled in enough that that looks pretty good, I think. Now this is a shot through the opposite door from the corridor on the other side that I've installed a warm white SMD in and a 0402. And I like the lighting. I think that looks really awesome. I like the color temperature of that, and I think that looks really cool for inside that corridor. Now here you can see it in relation to the lighting on the consoles, like the computer console and this one right here, and I think that looks pretty good. Kind of like that. I decided to go with a warm white temperature because it made would make the corridors look warmer, and I think, you know, just a good opposite of the bright colors and the bright white that you see on the computer console. And I think that looks pretty cool. And it's bright enough, as you can see here. I've got the bench light pretty much angled right down on top of the model, and it's bright enough that it shows up quite well even under bright lighting, and I think that looks pretty good. I don't know what lighting I'll have the model under, when it's on display or whatever in the future, so being able to see the lighting effects even under pretty bright light is, I think, kind of important. Well, that's about it for this video. I hope you liked the lighting on the Falcon. I'm really fond of that corridor and how that's lit, and I've already got the lighting set up for the other corridor that's going to be on the opposite side. Hopefully I'll have that installed soon, and we'll be showing that in the next video, and maybe even get the whole cargo hold installed in the model so you can see what that looks like, and move on to the cockpit. I've had to order a replacement part for the cone. The cone that comes with the model kit's pretty incorrect, and it's just shaped terribly. So I ordered a new part for that with the seats that go inside the cockpit. But I've created my own back wall, and I've come up with a pretty good solution for that, which I think when all put together it looks really awesome. And I'll be showing that in the next video. So thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can get some more updates on this build and other builds in the future, and product information from HDA Modelworx.com. Thank you, and happy modeling, everyone.